Firstly, that the Rand has reacted in a manner confirms our case that the actions by the president are irrational. And despite the provision about prerogative, this will plunge our economy into a very difficult space. I have no remarks for Malusi Gigaba in this instance, because I think it's wrong anyways to remove Minister Pravin Gordhan. The irony of South Africa is that if you do your job, you get removed. If you don't do your job, like Batabile Dlamini, you don't get removed. This is the irony that we are dealing with. And the difficulties is that when you have leadership that is not economically literate, as Jacob Zuma is, that fails to understand economic consequences, these are the natural effects of it. So we think the decision is irrational in the first place. Let's restore the stability of our currency and our economy and ensure that we head in the right direction. So my remarks are that Pravin should remain in his portfolio, and ultimately we must ensure, as we will interdict today, that the status quo from yesterday must remain. The actions of President Jacob Zuma can only be described as treasonous. It's actions that are taken not in the interests of all South Africans, certainly not in the interest of the well-being of the Republic. It's become quite clear that Jacob Zuma no longer cares about the people of this country, and therefore we are left with no option. The very fundamental option that we've got to take, as many of you would have noted, is that I have already tabled a motion of no confidence to ask Parliament to convene and remove Jacob Zuma. The question before us is always about the leadership of this country, and I believe we can be a prosperous nation. But at times like this, when you have leaders like Jacob Zuma who no longer act in those interests, we have to make sure that he's removed. The call for a motion of no confidence must come from all political parties and must be joined by those citizens, such as South Africans in the ANC, who still want to put South Africa ahead of any other thing. Second to that is we believe while the motion of no confidence is not debated in the House, we call on Speaker Baleka Mbete to convene Parliament urgently so that the matter can be debated. I've also instructed our legal team to take deliberate action today to go to the Western High Court to file an urgent interdict against Jacob Zuma from being able to swear in his ministers.